Bro, I hate rappers.
And welcome to the I Hate Rappers podcast. I'm your host, Greggy Westside. Today I got a very special guest who won our last crowd contest on February 8th. February 8th, right?
February 8th.
At No Class, the I Hate No Class show. It's Gav Ayden.
What's up? Gav Ayden, actually.
Gav?
It's all right.
God,
yeah.
bro.
No,
Everybody's
that's what it
gonna call
looks
you
like.
Gav too,
Yeah.
bro.
That's what it looks like.
So Gav, G-A-V. So
Yeah.
So why is it Gav?
Because my name's Gavi, so that's pretty much like how we got that.
Okay, and what type of name is that?
It's a Jewish name. Well, it's actually Gavriel Chaim. So that's my actual name, Gavriel.
Gavriel?
Yeah, Gavriel. Yeah.
Okay, but it's shortened to Gavi.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, a Jewish name.
Yeah.
You're very open and very prominent about being a Jewish rapper.
For sure.
You have a song called Jew Boy.
Yes, sir.
How many streams does that have?
Like 13,000.
Yeah, I was about to say. I knew I saw it at 10K at one point. I didn't want to say it, and it was like I saw 1,000, and then I would have been like, "Oh, my bad, dude."
No, we're chilling. Yeah.
So how'd you get that to 10K?
I got that on a few playlists.
Okay.
That's how we got that to 10K. But that's not a good way to go about it. Like, I wouldn't tell people to go to just like try to get it on playlists. It's more like naturally. That's a better way to do it. So that's what we're working on now.
Okay, so I do want to get all the stuff about the Jew Boy song, and then all the other stuff about just kind of being a Jewish rapper out of the way in the first half of the interview. So 2 questions.
Thanks for having me, by the way.
Bro,
sorry to interrupt.
Of course, dude.
Yeah.
Of course.
Great to be here.
You're the guy, man. You've been working hard as shit recently. So like we're gonna dive into that in a few minutes, but first, BLP Kosher is basically the only person in like any type of near mainstream right now that's Jewish and out there about like actually being a Jewish rapper, aside from Lil Dicky, right?
For the most part, like that's like mainstream, like people know. Yes.
Okay, so how does that influence you as a Jewish rapper?
I'm a big fan of BLP. When my buddy showed me him originally, I like saw his hair and stuff, and I was like, nah, like this is a joke, whatever. And then I started listening to his music, and I'm like, this is so good. Like, so I'm a big fan of his. I don't know exactly how he grew up. He is Jewish. I don't think he grew up the way I grew up, but either way, like he reps it. So shout out to him, and he's fire.
So how'd you grow up?
I grew up like Orthodox, so like keeping certain laws, like from Friday night sundown to Saturday night sundown, we don't use any electronics. We don't go in our cars. We don't work. So I never like went on my phone Friday night to Saturday night from probably like until I was like 18, 19 years old, keeping fully kosher, stuff like that. Like I never ate these. Like these are not kosher, but now I could eat these. So I make sure to have these with me because they're good when you're headed to the studio. Like you need these for real.
All right, bet. So what I guess what made you change to not be kosher?
It's not that I'm not. I mean, I am not kosher, but I just kind of doing my own thing now. But I still like rep it, totally like being, Jewish. Like, very proud to be Jewish, and I'm still trying to figure out how much I want to like incorporate that in the music, because you don't want to make like cringy music. Yeah. At least I don't,
Yeah, I mean, it can be difficult because it is a thing where it can help you out, but it also can look like a fucking gimmick. And if it looks like a gimmick, then it looks like you're just trying to exploit being Jewish just because there's not a lot of Jewish rappers.
Right, yeah. So we do have something coming out. The video is still being edited. The videographer is really busy, but a crazy video that we took so much time making and preparing. We got together probably like 6 months ago to like start planning the video. So hopefully it will be out next month. And it's just like literally every Jewish thing possible is in the video. Like, I'm not even kidding. Everything you could think of. So that I will be pushing out towards Jewish people, but in general, I don't necessarily want all my music to be like that.
Yeah, I mean, use it to your advantage
For
as much
sure.
as you can.
Yeah.
That makes the most sense. Like, I feel like everybody who sits there and just, if you can like feed into, I guess, your stereotype, or if you can feed into your culture, it can really help push you further, because the people that are within that culture are gonna back you, and then also the people who see it as a stereotype, they're gonna be watching the video because they're like, oh, look at this shit, like look at him do this shit,
Right.
So I do have to ask.
Yeah.
Kanye West.
Yeah.
Were you a fan of him before all of the stuff?
Not a huge fan. Some songs.
Okay.
But I really don't like to I think what stuff he said is like crazy, but in general, like he has his own stuff going on. I don't want to say I don't care enough to like talk about the situation. It's just like that stuff doesn't bother me personally. Like I don't think people should like say stuff that's ignorant, but like on me, it's like I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So.
Did it affect anybody around you? Because it seems like it didn't affect you.
I mean, it maybe that didn't affect me, but there is a lot of. I mean, I don't need to get into the podcast, but there is a lot of definitely like anti-Semitism. But it's not a. I don't want to like be a victim, you know. Like everybody's got chances to go out there and like do their thing. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't affect me. You know? Maybe some people.
And the last thing about kind of. I guess
I like
about
that
being
you brought
a
that
Jewish
up. You savage.
I had to, bro, because
no,
that's a legitimate concern.
Yeah.
Like as being somebody who is either looking to be or is like an influencer or somebody that has a following in the Jewish community, like go with somebody who's damn near the biggest anti-Semitic person since like I don't know, you know what I mean? Like that's something that. If you speak your voice on that you know that could really influence people in hopefully a positive manner because you're a positive guy. So I would like if you were a dickhead I wouldn't ask you that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But all right. So the last thing I know that you said put you on more weekday shows.
Yes.
Because a lot of your fans are Jewish, so they can't come out because you were in the Orthodox community, and you weren't using electronics Friday, Saturday night. Yeah. So, how big of a support group do you have within the Jewish community, and how has that affected you?
Well, I like doing the weekday shows because it gives my parents a chance to come out. Like they've probably been to like 2 or 3 shows, and I've done like 15 or so shows. But there definitely is support in the Jewish community. I put out a video and I promoted it towards Israel. Like I, direct targeted, and I was wearing a shirt that in Hebrew basically like supported Israel and stuff. And obviously with a lot of stuff going on, like people clung to that, and I got probably like 30, 40 followers, and those people definitely can stick because they feel the connection, Mm-hmm. Does that answer the question fully?
Probably not, but I guess it does answer it fully at the same time. Like I don't know, having the support of that, I feel like that answered the question. Yeah.
I really don't think about like it that much, like putting out specifically Jewish stuff. Like it's just kind of who I am. Yeah. Even if I'm not keeping everything anymore, it's still like I like to involve it in Instagram or my personality. You know what I'm saying?
100%. Yeah. So, winning the crowd contest, that was fun. Yeah. What's the biggest crowd you've ever had? Because your crowd was loud. I have a decibel reader that hit 134 on the decibel reader.
Shout out to everybody that came out. That's what's up.
Never seen that go that high. So you got a loud, supportive crowd.
Yeah.
What's the biggest performance you've had? Crowd wise, for like.
I mean, that was the most people that probably came out for me specifically, but there's been some good crowds at like the Odeon before, and it's cool just to see it grow. Like. I had 0 people come out to my first 3 shows. I went out to like Akron on a Friday night, and that's where like I met Young Cap, whatever, and basically Carter Cloud. So what's up to him then? And basically there was just nobody there, and it was a bad performance. I was forgetting all the words. I was on stage like. Very nervous, like why are these people looking at me? And then I'm like, wait, like I'm on stage. So it's been cool to see the growth since then. Performing is fun, but it takes a lot out of you. I couldn't do it every single week, at least not now. Yeah.
No, I mean, like I said at the beginning, you've been going hard. You're talking about a time or now when you have 30-ish people like straight in there watching you. You're talking about a time where you had 0 people going 40 minutes away, which is like that's not even that bad of a drive to have 0 people for. And in the meantime, to get to there, you've been working with artists like Carter, like you said, who's one of the bigger local artists in your city. You've been working with Johnny Spielberg, who's one of the biggest cinematographers in your city. You've been pushing out content after content after content. You've been a really good example to other artists, especially in a local scene, about how someone should attack their social media. And I feel like you've been getting results for that reason. I feel like it shows with people showing up in person. So what's your attitude and mindset going into stuff like that?
Appreciate you saying that, first of all. Been working at it. Regarding social media, it's taken a long time to get to the point where, like, I feel like it's easier to do it once you decide, like, you know what, like, you just have to get over it in your head, basically. Like, this is what I'm doing. And then it becomes easier to just, like, put out content, stay active on your story. Because it's fun to make music and, you know, drop songs and collaborate with artists. But it's hard to get to the point where you're like, okay, this is what I'm doing with my life. And, you know, people definitely judge you. And it takes a minute to get over that, to where you're like, you know what, now I really just, like, don't care. Like, I like doing this, you know, like, it's cool, you know. So we're growing with that. Social media can still get a lot better, though.
I mean, yeah, social media can always get better, but that's because there's always a new trend coming out. And you're not hitting every single trend every time, because you're not constantly only on social media to see all these trends. So I guess going from there, what's 2 things that you really want people to know? Not necessarily about you, but it could be about you. Or just 2 things that people should know about how they should do things, why they should do things a certain way, why you did certain things, why you do certain things, like why you've seen people around you do things, like that type of stuff. Something for people to learn off of from you.
Yeah, I think especially, like, with the music and in Cleveland, there's a lot of artists who, like, they just put out music and they think they're the shit because of it, and, like, that's fine. But it's also like, you know, I've met YSM Flow a couple times, who obviously, like, we know, but for people who don't know, is, like, a very big artist out of Cleveland, has, like, 500,000 monthly listeners. And I met him the first time, and I was like, I make music, blah, blah, blah. And then I bumped into him again at the same place, and I said what's up to him again, and he's like, yeah, I remember you, like, how you doing, what's good, how's music? And that's someone who, you know, is a big, big artist. And then there have been times where at one of your shows, I, like, say what's up to an artist who just got off stage, and I genuinely, like, don't think the music was good. Like, not one of your artists, but just an artist. Like, I'm not even trying to hate. I still say, like, yo, like, good job, you know what I'm saying? Because it's hard to get up on stage, and they, like, kind of brush me off and don't even say what's up. And then you have YSN Flow, who, like, is taking time to, like, say what's up to me. So
at least 50 times bigger than the artist that you're probably or multiple artists that you're probably preferring to.
Yeah. So it's like no wonder why one person is in one place and the other one is in another, you know? So just trying to, like, be nice to people who I meet and shit, you know? Just, like, I wouldn't, like, put my worth on, like, streams or followers and stuff like that, because it's really, like, not important. Like, I want to grow it, but at the end of the day, like, it's not really important.
So what is important?
It's important it's for me to just, like, have peace of mind and know that I'm going to, like, give this the most that I can right now, so when I'm older, I'm not like, you know what, I could have actually done it. You know, like, I'm not going to get older and be like, I really only gave it, like, 30% with the music. You know, like, I'm 24, like, I have a lot of time now and resources to be able to put a lot into the music and see where it goes, you know? There's a lot of opportunities out there, and yeah.
What's your next drop?
The next drop.
This is coming out probably like 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay.
So in March, what's your next drop? Starting in March.
Of 2020. Well, I have this song Aleph Bays, which is the super Jewish video I was telling you about. So we're gonna do the song and drop. It's about time to, like, start making content for that drop, because I want to have a lot of content for it. So that'll be March. Then there's another video that we just finished shooting today with Joni, like you said, to a song Pot Pies, which is already out. So that should be probably dropping around time this video comes out, even earlier. But like, working on a lot of songs, like, I upgraded, like, my home studio, working with, like, different engineers to see who can just get me the best mix, you know, which is really important.
Who's your go-to right now?
Well, I've been going Nexus Sound Studio in Warren, so I could take the vocals out to him, but that is kind of a long drive. So there's this really good artist out of Rochester, Junior, who I listen to a lot of, and I hit up his engineer, and he just mixed one song for me. So we're gonna see how it's. I mean, it sounds pretty good, but trying to get the best sound possible.
Awesome. So before we get out of here, where can everybody find you?
You can find me on all platforms. Gav Ayden, GAV space AYDEN, and we're gonna keep dropping. Shout out to Greg and DJ Z13. He's probably busy tonight because he does like 20 different DJing events per weekend. Shout out to him. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.
This has been the I Hate Rappers podcast. I hate rappers, but I love
Gav Ayden.
Artists. Gav Ayden too, yeah.
Let's go.